Thank you, Eric. Hope that session is useful for everybody. The next session is game solutions. Xsolla we finished. Next is measuring your revenue with Xsolla Web Shop. We have Pranab Punj from the head of Xsolla India for the next talk.
Thanks, Vijay. Hey, can you all hear me? Okay. If that's a yes, then I can't see you all, but then I believe you're there. My name is Pranab Punj. While I stand on this side of the table representing Xsolla for India, I'd like to tell you that I have had a long history with your side of the table, being not a developer exactly, but somebody who's run gaming companies, has seen them grow, has seen some of them succeed, some of them die, gone through their pain points, worked with developers. I've been a chief product officer, a CTO in a manner, and worked with devs to understand what the dev pain points are. So when I speak here, and so some reference points are, if you remember Ragnarok Online, I brought that to India, Zapak created that brand, and so on and so forth. But the reason I'm telling you that is, when I speak from here, I speak in a manner that I understand this pain. And so the reason I chose WebShop out of all the solutions that we have, and we have a gamut of solutions, is because I understand the unique problems that the mobile ecosystem, mobile gaming ecosystem is facing in India, right? And what I'm going to present to you is a understanding of that solution, but then I'll have sidebars with you when I'm kind of out of this event, and I'm here available for you to have all the Q&As done. Challenges that are faced by mobile game developers, if you look around, right? Like, and the primary thing that every mobile game developer is facing is effective monetization. It's a kind of a vicious circle that a mobile game developer actually plays in, or even game developers in large, right? You actually create a game, then there is a large tax that you pay, or what is called a fee, to a platform. After that fee, you have to pay for marketing, maybe even to that same platform, right? And by the end of it, it's like this vicious circle you keep going through, right? So there is effective monetization is a challenge that everybody's facing. Increasing the number of paying users, right? That's about how do you offer value. Now, this actually stems from the earlier problem. And I've seen it in my companies. The biggest problem we were seeing is how do we kind of give better offers? And better offers is better pricing on IP, better offers on your subscriptions. How do you do that? And you can only do it if you are being able to sell and save money on the other side of the table. And keeping more revenue always remains a problem. How do you scale? By keeping revenues. I think raising funds and growing by raising funds is not an effective way. Sorry, can I request somebody not to talk? I'm hearing a feedback. So I think the biggest thing is how do you keep more of your revenue? Now let me just give you this solution, and this is a perfect solution. When I got to know Xsolla, this is what I was maximum surprised by, right? If you see what a web shop or what a web shop is simply your own e-commerce portal for your own or for your game, right? And this is where you can actually sell your IPs directly, right? Now, there are complications, there are ways to do it, and those are the best practices Xsolla brings. But today, top 50 out of the top 100 mobile gaming companies in the world work with Xsolla, right, to launch web shops. And I'll show you some examples as we go. The strategy, and from our perspective, the way we look at it, and at least the top AAA developers across the world look at it, is the game is where I play, but this is my website, or my mobile web is where I pay. That's how you actually would want your consumer to get understanding about your game. And I think I'll tell you something, a little bit of a secret sauce about valuation. When you guys are building startups, the biggest valuation is not in your revenue. Let me be answering that question. The biggest valuation is sitting in your IP, right? And that game IP is usually the data behind it, the users behind it, the richness of understanding of your consumer, right? And that's why, big companies get big valuation, right? It's not the multiples of revenue. Multiples of revenue, everybody understands, has its own issues. And that's where I think the biggest thing is you want your consumer to believe that the web or the website of the game is where I want to pay, right? So that when these users come to your website, I'll talk about how you get richer data about them. See, website is or web shops for various has kind of various needs, right? Now there are two kinds of web shop customers that we've seen. Some of them want it at speed, quickly, and there's instant web shop for them. We have a product through which you can launch a web shop in 24 hours. Simple, right? Drag and drop operation. And if you want to go for the more deep dive D2C Web Shop 2.0 kind of solution, which has advanced live ops in it, we have that kind of robust product. An instant web shop is an instant web shop. It's a drag and drop operation. Somewhere, just takes around 24 hours to launch your own web shop. We have tools, and I don't want to dwell into those tools deeply, but basically tools that are right from web designing to designing your website to designing, how you kind of put the products to payments. All of that are actually integrated into the web shop. And then there is this larger, deeper e-commerce portal that you kind of build for yourself, and that's kind of the D2C web shop. And here I'll show you a little bit of a demo. So we'll queue up a video where you'll have a quick demo of how a web shop process is when a consumer comes to your own web shop. And it's as simple as this video is. This video is actually screen grabs of the demo. I can send you the live demo. It's available on our website. You can go and check out a live web shop demo and know that this process is as simple, right? And understand what it actually gives to your consumer, and then understand the power of it. It gives personalization. It gives you the ability to give personalization to your consumer. Package your web shop in a manner, because please remember one thing, and you should remember, all of you, that your gamer is playing your game. They're there because they love that game, that IP, right? For whatever reason, but they are there for that. And that's where your web shop can give them that customized brand experience, and that's very valuable. There is a direct connection. You can, through your own web shop, now directly connect with your consumer, like your social media, rather even beyond your social media, because your social media site is in somebody else's control, but your website is in your control, always, right? There's a long-term interaction that you can build, and there is continuous growth. It's not like cyclical. It's always there. It's almost, running your own kind of community. What are the web shop features that generate more value, purchases, and revenue? I think, quickly, exclusive offers, I spoke about it. Your own website now. You throw in the offers that you want to give. You create bundles, and I'll show that as a live example rather than talk about it. You can run loyalty and reward systems. You can have personalization and engagement happening on your own website, craft personalized offers, talk about secret shops, do whatever you want to do, right? Be as creative as you want to be. And I'll show you a small example of creativity from an Indian developer, our first web shop from India, right? Improved user flow for conversion. Our payment system is actually, machine learning led, so it understands what your consumers want. I'll again show you in a live example, a live web shop, how it looks like, right? So what does the web shop bring to the game? And this is more about numbers, just to give you a sense. This is more kind of, from a learning perspective, 30 to 40% capture rate. That's what we've seen historically. The biggest data point is on the right top, which is 10 to 16% incremental revenue on top of what you are already making, right? So whatever you're making on your stores, this is on top of it. This is not about your store, remove your store revenue and try to increase your margins here. Maybe over a period of time, in maybe a couple of years, but this is extra revenues on top. And imagine what it can do to your business. 60% repeat purchase, simple consumer behavior, right? I'm a consumer behavior person. I built Zipac, I built a couple of other companies, right? The one thing that the consumer wants is value, right? And the more value you give, the more repeat purchase that you will be able to see. Before I cue this, right? This is more about case study and some numbers of our success. I'd like to show you a live web shop. So can we put it up? Now this is the live web shop of Pokemon Go, a game I'm sure all of us have played sometime or the other, or playing. This is built by Xsolla. That's how it looks like. Now, just hold there for a second, please. Just scroll up, scroll down, yes. Now see this is what I was talking about, right? Like customized offers. See what is happening there. Web exclusive, featured, one time only. These are IAP bundles that they're selling on their web shop as an exclusive, right? And this is where your whale customers would love. That's what they will love. just to give you a little bit of sense, the data points I'll show you after this are not reported on data.ai, right? And so there is a ton of revenue sitting outside the store revenue that you can actually gather. And that's what I want to bring to the Indian developer here through Xsolla. And so just scroll down a little bit. You guys can check it out. If you meet me offline, otherwise if you Google for Pokemon Go web shop, you'll find it. You see the customization in pricing, the automation, that's machine learning, understanding who the consumer is, where they are coming from, at least coming, right now it's a non-logged in user, so it's just showing up India pricing, right? And so on and so forth. It's as intuitive as it gets. So we can switch back to the presentation. Here are some case studies, right? A mobile game, a football game web shop, look at the numbers. Look at how the capture rate, what kind of capture rate does it have? And just keep looking at the web shop revenue. This is data you will not get anywhere else. So this is a one-time view, but I'll just skip through and keep having a look at the web shop revenue. This is not data that is available on data.ai. It's not the revenue that's reported there. This is it's a kids RPG mobile game. Look at the web shop revenue, right? Look at the ARPPU, right? Look at the sales count. The space RPG, and these are all web shops that we are running or we've created. Look at the revenue. 4X strategy game, look at the revenue. And I want you to keep looking at the revenue because all of you are somewhere entrepreneurs or developers, and revenue is what is eventually going to drive your company and make it survive, right? And so you have to know the power of a web shop. A simulator mobile game, right? A fighting mobile game web shop, right? I'll be happy to share this data with you offline when we meet up. And just, sorry, sorry, this room has a little bit of acoustics, so anybody talks a little bit, feedback comes back here. And so, I'd like to reveal India's first web shop. This is a developer from amongst you, Godspeed from Pune, right? And they launched their web shop about 2-3 months back. And they have innovated on the web shop product, right? The web shop product globally that we have seen is even the AAA big guys, they launch one web shop for one game, right? What Godspeed did is launched a multi-game web shop with their independent brand, their own small game store called Spellwagon, right? Their own brand, and their ambition is to bring in games from all their ecosystem, right? I won't speak for them, and I don't want to kind of speak their strategy, but that's how they have been able to innovate. And look at it, when I showed this design to our international team, they were amazed, right? Like the kind of work that Indian developers have done. So I'm hoping a lot more of you will get empowered, as I would say, and do and launch your own web shops, right? Just a view of what are the top companies that work with us on web shops across the world. As I said, top 50 out of the top 100 work with us, so that's data that is already available. Here are some best practices, and I have a couple of minutes more. So I think I am a marketer by background. I started as a brand manager, so I can tell you, web shop actually solves a very big marketing problem as well, and it's a marketing problem that you face when you face issues like messaging, incentivization, reduced, or increased friction. All of this can actually be handled when you have your own web shop. And why? If you ask me, because you have control over your web shop. You don't have full control over your web store page. Would you agree or not, right? Do you have full control? Yes or no? Do you have full 100% data of your consumer from your web store or your store page? You don't, right? That's a reality we are all living in. And in your own web shop, you can actually get data about your user. You can understand their behavior. You can customize their behavior, right? And offer something that is a delight to them. And once you offer delight to a consumer, then it's your consumer for life. And that's when you build IP. Once you build an IP, you build a valuable company or a game. How this approach overall helps developers? I think this is common sense as well. Make consistent and fair revenue regardless of where your consumers choose to play and shop. It doesn't matter, right? Where they're playing. They shop on your platform. Give all players equal access to your game with a smooth, enjoyable, inviting experience. That's another thing, right? It opens up the world to you, right? Like you have a game. Why can't people in, say, Croatia play it? Why can't people in Brazil play it, right? And so this is equal access. Sometimes even the stores don't offer the kind of payment methods that a consumer in Brazil is wanting. We've had cases where large AAA games have used Xsolla to go to Brazil, right? Or go to a different country in Russia, or go to a different country in Europe, right? Or go to England, right? Because we offer the maximum number of payment methods at one place. So again, I don't want to tom-tom about ourselves, but I think a web shop, and which is a creation of Xsolla, by the way, is the way for you to go to build your lasting mobile game IP. And I would want you to explore. I would urge you to do more research and development and ask me any questions. I'm based in India. We are all available for you. That's it, and I'm ending right on the clock by 5 seconds. So happy to answer questions on the sidebar. Thank you so much.